Hi, you're watching the Moxi Roller Skates YouTube channel, and I'm Dita, also known as Miss Muertos. Not to my face, but on Instagram, so you can find me there. And today, we're answering the question, what's in my bag? To start off, I would like to tell you that I'm a minimalist, and most of the times that I go skating, I only bring my skates. I check my equipment as I'm going through my run and make sure I don't lose any bolts or toe stops so that I can skate with as little equipment as possible. I don't like to bring a lot of stuff. I like to be really hands-free, especially at the skate park. I want to enjoy myself without having to check on my bags. So my bag is a 3 compartment bag. I have my main compartment here, which is the largest one. I have a secondary small compartment and then a third on the bottom, and we'll go through that. These are kind of my levels of what I need to carry as well. Number one thing, and if I only had one thing to bring to a skate park, it's these guys. My roller skates go everywhere. They're always set up. Usually they're the only thing I bring with me. But I do like to have a backup. If I'm going a distance from my house, or maybe I'm not quite sure of the terrain, skating with other people, I tend to bring more things because people need more than I do, and it's great to keep everybody rolling by having extra parts that you can help other people out. So compartment 1 is my roller skates. Roll. When we move into compartment 2, I think that parts are really important. I have hard wheels on my skates, but I don't know where I'm gonna be, so I always bring an extra set of wheels with me. If something happened to one of those and the bolt came off and it rolled away, I would still have another set of wheels. They might not be ideal for the conditions, but I've got them. I keep them fitted with bearings, because I don't want to try to be removing bearings and reseating while I'm out and about. Bearings are real sensitive when you pull them off. I know that there's tendency to use the axle, but it's not really good for your axle. So I always bring wheels fitted with bearings already. In this case, I have the Fun Days. Great all-terrain wheel. If you don't know where you're going, this one's money. Money, money, money. Another thing that I bring as an important component, an extra toe stop. It's a used one, it's just in case. I don't want to be without any, or I'll let somebody else use it if theirs runs all the way through. Toe stop. Shoelace, you never know what you're gonna need this for. This can be used for a lot of things and not just relacing your shoe. If your bearing gets stuck on your truck, you can use this to help you pull it off without doing any damage. You can tie your hair up with it. You can tie, okay, we'll not go into what else you can tie up with it, but extra shoelaces, important. A lot of people have breaks in those. I bring a baggie of extra bearings. 1 or 2 is probably good. You're not gonna have a whole set seize up, but you never know who will. So extra bearings that roll, very good to have in your bag. That is it for what I have in my components. If I was more prepared, I would bring extra axle nuts. Those are missing from my bag, and I'm assuming that's because I gave them away to somebody. Additionally, you can carry an extra screw if you have this type, or an extra washer and lock nut if you have the other type of toe stops to be fastened. I don't really mind if mine are loose. I used to not have screws on purpose. I called it the humbler because you never knew when you were going to be missing a toe stop and it just recheck you. And that is the extra equipment that I bring with me. To use that equipment, you will need tools. So in this same bag, I have my tools. So for your kingpin, you're gonna need an 11/16 or a 9/16. Those are the 2 power die sizes that you could need. Mine is the 11/16 because I have a pro plate on here, but the 9/16 is also another one that is a very common kingpin size. I prefer to have a wrench because I don't like cranking. So that's why I keep something that's a little bit heavier than most people. But like I said, I don't take my bag that many places. Another tool that you will need, I guess I could have these on the same one, but I generally lend things out to people at the skate parks. So having them separate for me is really nice because they're for different purposes and you can let more than one person use it at the same time. Also, when they're attached to something, sockets are a lot harder to lose. Then I have a 5mm Allen key, and that is the one that is for my toe stop in case I need to tighten, loosen, or change. There's a tool that encompasses all of these and the 9/16 as well that you can get all in one. There's a 3-in-1, a 4-in-1 that'll make your bag lighter, but then you lose it and all your tools are gone. So it's me. And that's what I carry as far as tools. All right, as we move to the bottom compartment of my bag, this is where we get into safety gear and safety help, rescue. I don't know how you put it. I'm gonna redo that one. All right, now we're to the last compartment of my bag, which is my safety compartment. Inside of this bag, I have all the things I need to be safe in any situation. Helmet. Probably the most important piece of protective gear that you can wear. Everything else heals pretty good, or you can make a fine life without it, but your brain, not so much. So, helmet. I also have knee pads, which would probably be, in my opinion, the second most important one. I put a high priority on knees because they're a weight-bearing joint, which means you need them to walk around for the rest of your life, squat down to use the toilet unless you want diapers. So knees are secondary importance to brain, but still high on my list of things to protect. By whatever means necessary too. I'll take the face skin. I'll lose that before I'll let my knee take the brunt of anything. Depending on the situation or what kind of skating I'm doing, I also have this type of knee pad that can be worn under if I'm more worried about maybe small impacts, non-vert related stuff, street stuff. I'll go ahead and I'll have these gaskets in there for that. Elbow pads. This is an interesting one. I generally love elbow pads for things like vert. You'll notice a lot of veteran vert skateboarders will only wear knee pads, helmet, and elbow pads, no wrist guards. I'm good with that, but the only time you'll catch me in these is if I am in a vert situation. Sliding out from up high without anywhere to put your hands and stuff can be a tricky mess. So being able to, go down onto your elbows and your knees makes it so you can slide out of a lot of things. So elbow pads, also good to have. And the last thing that I recommend is probably the first thing on most people's minds are wrist guards. These are only in here as a precaution that I might be at RollerCon. And at RollerCon, you have to be fully geared up, which is the only time these bad boys see wrists. Yeah, wrist guards. Yeah. So that is protective gear safety that you would naturally think about, but there's another couple pieces of safety gear that are commonly overlooked, and that is socks. I always carry an extra pair of socks because when these get wet, you're asking for blisters, slippage, all sorts of stuff, even to over moisturing your boots and causing the leather just to like stretch out a little bit more for that day. And we all know we like our boots to fit snug. So I always carry an extra pair of socks in case I feel hot spot or wet. Those are a lifesaver. So those are in there. I keep a couple Band-Aids, rubber gloves, first aid spray, and a little brake ice pack in my bag when I carry the full kit. Like I said, this is not something that you will most likely catch me with if I'm around town, but if I'm out of town, you can guarantee this is all at least in my car if you need anything. So got those, guys. And there's a couple things that I would also like to mention that I should mention, but I'm not very good at doing. Water. It's really important to stay hydrated when you're skating. If you get to the point of being overheated or not hydrated, your muscles can start to seize and spasm, and you could be in a trick and your leg could Charlie horse and you could not land that very well and end up hurt, just based on your muscles reacting to heat exhaustion and lack of water. So I would say that water is a very important thing to bring to the skate park. I also think sunscreen is an important thing for a lot of people. I need to wear more sunscreen. It should be in here, but it's not. And depending on where you're going or how comfortable you feel, it's not always a bad call to have a little can of bear spray. And just for fun, get little stickers in there in case I meet somebody that loves Moxi, and when don't you do that? Thanks for tuning in to the Moxi Roller Skate YouTube channel. I am Dita, can be found on Instagram as Miss Muertos. If you found anything about this interesting or you would like to see more of this type of content, please like and subscribe to our channel. We're gonna be here for you.